candidate.
Yes,
Okay, my lord, I'll just answer, my lord, that. My lord, we received representations, similar representations. So, my lord, it was thought proper, pro-student measure, that let everyone get an opportunity to apply. But the relevant figures are now, my lord, with me.
No, but this order was in respect to one student.
One student only.
Who had not paid his fees.
Correct.
So now what did the NTA do? NTA allowed everybody to apply afresh.
Yes, sir. Correct. NTA had received 3,000 petitions and 900 emails on account of inability of the students to make the application due to mismatch, not able to Aadhaar, authentication could not be done by most of the students. OTP was not received, OTP could not be received, and fees could not be made. So all these aspects were the subject matter of these representation. In the light of this court order and the order of the Honorable High Court of Karnataka, we opened up this registration.
But this order had nothing to do with that.
This order is
The Karnataka disposed it.
But the relevant figure is this. My lord, we received, as my learned friend says, because of these difficulties, they could not make the my lord, appropriate application within time. My lord, we received 15,000 new registrations, approximately, maybe plus minus. My lord, we received 3,000 physical representations and 900 representations on email. But the relevant figure is this. Out of this new 15,094 students, 15,094 students,
Yes.
those who will be getting admission in 108,000 are only 44.
44 students are.
qualifying
For getting admission and are within 108,000, which is the total number of medical seats.
and 12,665 candidates are getting less than 200. That means they are failing.
12,000,
665 out of these.
200 marks out of
720.
720.
They are failing. Out of 1,500, 12,000 are 15,000, 12,000 are failing. Just to indicate and satisfy.
Only 44 got in at
Yes.
To satisfy our lordship's conscience,
Yes.
that this was not, my lord, intended to help someone.
Right.
It was, my lord, a pro-student measure ultimately, that we have received 3,000 physical representations and 900 representations on email. Let window be open for 2 days. And the figure new registration is 15,094. 15,085. Not I stand corrected.
Oh. Mr. Huda.
Yes, Lord. Lord, I don't want to spend much time on
No,
that.
one more aspect, my lord. There was one kind of a discrepancy which was noticed in the first half regarding the Jaipur. Look, the chart which your lordships have seen contains where in 2003 and 2004 there was an increase. In 2003, 3% fall within, my lord, say first 100, and it became 4. In Jaipur, that is Rajasthan, 2023 also 9 students were in first 100, and this time also they were in first 100. So that chart depicts cities where there is an increase this time, which is from 224, 225. The rest are 110, 110.
Yes, Lord. On the Lord, IIT chart, I don't want to spend much time. Just 2-3 tables I want to show, and I want to proceed because there is much better evidence on record to show a leak and a systemic.
Now, what are your submissions? Now, why don't you formulate
My
your
submission with regard to IIT chart, first was that there is a conflict of interest. 2, they have taken the data of 23,33,000 to have this bell-shaped curve and to say that it does not show any abnormality. I say 1 or 2 or 3% insertion of other candidates using unfair means can't be detected in such large data.
Yes.
Third, I say the different tables they give, they are giving without declaring the result, they are giving the data only with regard to 2 to 3 cities and not the entire data for the scrutiny of the petitioners.
Yes.
It is a sampling they have done to suit their own. 8 and 9 at page 15. They are drawing, Lord, may kindly see table 8 and 9. How wrong they have gone in their analysis. They are showing on table 8 at page 15. Center-wise rank of top 500. Now, my lord, for 24 is the table 4. So, Bhatinda, they say only 5. Seeker, they say 4. Surat, they say 4. Now, my lord, they are comparing this with a data of 23,
Where
with
did you get that? Where did you get that table?
table 8, my lord.
Table 8.
Correct. Table
Yes.
8 center-wise rank of 2024, my lord.
Yes.
So they focus on Bhatinda, Sikar and Surat, and they give the number of students. Now the next table, they are comparing the two tables to show that there is no abnormality. In the next center-wise rank of 23 of top 500. Now they are comparing Rajkot with Bhatinda, Vijayawada with Sikar, Delhi with Surat. I do not know how they do it. If they are doing a comparison center-wise rank of two different years, they have to compare apple with apple. But they say, no, we will do it like this. This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And the argument I'm making is, Lord, they cannot take support of this IIT Madras report to say that there is no leak and there is no cheating.
No, that
and
is- that they're
the
doing,
only thing
they're
is
seeing if there's any abnormality, that's all. Whether there's a leak or
IIT
not, you have to establish aliende.
Yes, the only thing is IIT Faridabad has not been able to pinpoint the red flags. They say we have not been able to find it. Everything seems to be normal. Now, my lord, may kindly see table 16 straight away, and then I don't want to waste my lord's time on this table because that is not a clinching on either side. Just to show that the kind of inflation is there, which is shown in table 16. And they say this is normal. I say this is not normal. My lord, may kindly see page 17. Now they have given the total number of candidates for 3 years with a rank of 550 to 720. Lord, this is the marks range, 550 to 720. This table 16. 2022 in this marks range. Lord, I have done the total. The total of 2022 from marks range of 550 to 720 is 49,134. Lord, may kindly note it somewhere. 49,134 is 2022 total candidate in the marks range of 550 to 720. For the next year, 2023, my lord, the number goes up to 64,520. If I total, my lord, all the 4 categories given here.
For 2022, how much was it?
My lord, 2022, it was 49,134.
Yes.
23, my lord, this number goes up to 64,520.
And
There is an increase of 15,000 crore approximately.
24?
And 24, this figure goes to 1,42,137. So the increase is 77,000. So the previous year, the increase was 15,000.
How many students actually appeared in 2022, 23 and 24? Total students.
Yes, Lord, there is an increase of about 1 lakh students.
2022, how many students appeared?
Lord, it is 3 lakh students, 2.95 to be precise.
2.95 lakh.
That's-
It will be more.
And
Can't be, can't be.
23,
No, it must be much more.
Can't be. It has to be more.
Mr. Kaushik, in 2022, how many students appeared?
okay, yes, Lord, I have this.
This is total.
Total number.
1,87,000.
Yes, Lord, to-
1 lakh?
It is.
I have the exact figures.
Once again, 18.
I have the exact figures, Lord.
I've got the figure, correct figures. It's 18,72,343 registered,
18 lakh 72,000.
17,64,571 actually appeared.
17 lakh?
17,64,571. Yes, 22. In 24 minutes,
23?
23 registered is 20,87,462.
Yes. How many appeared?
Appeared is 20,38,596.
And 24?
24 minutes registered is 24,06,079.
And appeared?
Appeared is minutes 33,297.
So between 22 and 24, the number who registered has gone up from 18 to 24, which is about, say, 33% increase. And those who appeared increased from 17.64 to 23, again about, say, 33%, 1/3 increase. So as opposed to the increased number of students, about 33% increase, the number in the top echelons has gone up almost by 300%, from 50,000 to 1,40,000.
The increase, Lord, I have another.
Necessarily draw a correlation that therefore the examination is
Maybe
reached.
there is a lot also. But there is a reason given by Lord, as understood by
according
them.
according to you, there was a reduction in the syllabus.
No, they have, my lord, IIT Madras, IIT,
Disclose in their response that there was a corresponding increase which we have placed on record. There is not a whisper. And just one thing more.
There was an increase in the syllabus.
There's an increase in the syllabus. And neither the IIT Madras is talking. IIT Madras.
How do you demonstrate that there was an increase in the
But
syllabus?
I have a document placed on record, but they can't deny it.
Show us that.
I will straight away show it. Just want to show it here. Just one thing. Increase of number of people in the examination in 2021 was 1,78,000. 22, it was 2.2 lakh increase. In 23, 2.74 lakh. And 24, the increase is 2,95 lakh. So the increase is almost linear.
About 33% increase every year.
In terms of lakhs, I'm saying.
It's about 1/3, roughly one.
1.7 lakh, 2.2 lakh, 2.74 lakh, and now 2.95 lakh. It's almost linear.
15%.
15% at every year. Here, the jump is fivefold in the number of candidates falling in that category. 77,000. Previous year, the difference was 15,000.
Can this by itself be indicated of a leak in the question paper?
No, I would say there is a smoking gun on the blood. It's a red flag. Achha, एक second, document it.
How do you show
Syllabus.
that the
Lord, may kindly have my supplementary note circulated yesterday.
your lordship would note, even in the first bracket, that is 700 to 720, there is a remarkable jump. In 2022, 99 students, my lord, fall within.
That goes up to 2321.
And 350 in last year. That is also almost, my lord.
Right.
So that keep on happening because many students, my lord, appear, they could not make it, they reappear in the next year. These are the dynamics.
In that marks range, 22 to 23, the increase was 15,000. 23 to 24, in the same marks range, the increase is 77,000.
Mr.
I do it there. I do it
Uda,
there, blood.
You have to have something more concrete.
That's right. I will.
Just give
I'm
us a
straight away
specific,
coming to the best part of my submission.
Give us the best part.
Yes, I am straight away coming just
Yes.
after showing that there is an increase in this labor.
What was that?
Yes, Lord, allow me, Lord, my supplementary submission circulated yesterday.
Yes.
This annexure A, page 7. The following syllabus was increased in the NEET UG 24 examination topic increase in biology. My lord, this is the topic added. And then, my lord, on the next page, topics increased in chemistry.
Yes.
Then, my lord, page 8 is the topics increased in chemistry. My lord, these are the topics added at page 8. And then, my lord, page 9, topics increased in physics. Notified just 5 months before the examination. 18 topics, my lord, in physics, chemistry, and biology. And my lord, surprisingly, the conduct of NTA is that there is not a whisper that this syllabus is not only reduced or deleted part of it, but it is increased also. They should have come clean.
All right. You got it.
Now, let's state away this honorable court on the last date of hearing directed NTA to identify, first of all, Lord, this honorable court directed that how the paper was set, how it was sent to printing, then how it was sent to the centers, the chain of custody. Now, in the chain of custody, their reply is.
Now you're going to the most important
That's
point.
right, straight up.
So what is the submission now? You just formulate it.
Yes,
That we'll get it.
the submission is, their own case is that the questions papers were dispatched for the respective cities on 24th of April 2024. I'm sorry, 24, no, overall, 24th of April 2024, the papers were dispatched through a reputed courier company, which is a private company in any case. Their name has also come a lot in everywhere. And it reached the SBI and Canara Bank on 5th of May 2024. 3rd of May, I'm sorry, 3rd of May 2000. it was in rickshaw.
Now, just one clarification, they were sent to the SBI Canara branches in those cities, or what happened? Where were they sent to?
They were sent to the cities.
So wherever that's your total exam, that exam was held in how many cities? 571 centers in 90, how many cities?
571 cities,
4,700
4,750 centers.
centers.
Right, we had said that
Now,
last.
Lord, with regard to the interesting part now comes.
So, these papers were sent to SBI and Can Bank in these 571 cities.
That's right, Lord. This is what they say in their reply.
Each of
on-
these cities had a SBI branch and a Can Bank branch.
Yes, yes.
And Lord, the dispatch, Lord, may I notice this date?
So they were dispatched on 24/4
74.
and reached on 3rd May.
The receipt is 5th of May 2024. 3rd of May.
3rd.
Of May 2024.
So the time gap is about almost 9 days.
Yes, this is one aspect. They have not divulged. Now, please, Lord.
He is referring to Patna.
I'm not referring to Patna. I'm coming to
We are not
Hazari
hiding.
Bagh and then Patna. I'm not. That is a separate story.
Hazari.
Hazari Bagh. वो सीधा हमारा हमारी supplementary note.
Papers were sent uniformly on the 24th of April.
I will explain about as CBI has investigated the entire chain from the printer till it is delivered to the center, and how there are checks and balances, sealing, GPS tracking. If there is any tampering, then the GPS immediately sounds alert that there is at some stage at this particular place on this particular date there is a there are digital lockers, locks, etc. I have given that detail. There is a 7-layer security, 7-layer safety features. Which,
And now, what has come on record now, I'm straight away coming to that. It was dispatched on 24th of April 24. I'm sorry, 28th of April to.
But you just said 24th. So was the date of this?
With regard to Hazari Bagh.
No, one thing we want to know. Let's be clear on facts. Was the dispatch for all centers, all cities on the same day?
Yes, let's from the printing press, but its destinations are different across the country, including Andaman Nicobar. It takes separate time. So we have.
That you're right. But for the dispatch across the country, did the papers leave the printing press on the same day?
They start leaving. Depending on the distance between 24th April to 28th April. They are dispatched from the printing press.
may I explain that system, how it starts and how it is received by the center?
So the printing press basically distributed the answer sheets and the question paper.
There are two printing presses because there are two papers.
Right.
One of them is to be chosen.
Right. So the two printing presses started distributing the question papers between the 24th and the 28th.
In different cities.
In different cities.
24 to 3rd May for others. With regard to Hazari Bagh, 28th to 3rd of May.
For dispatch.
Yes, my lord. Dispatch for Hazari Bagh, they say in the affidavit, NTA affidavit, my lord, I just want to read. Because in deference to my lord's direction, that how it was transported, you specify. They have filed a reply. I want to read one paragraph of the, my lord, NTA additional reply, page 6, my lord, NTA additional reply, in my case. My lord. Transportation of question papers to custodians. My lord. I'll just read it and my lord,
I'm not
Then
thinking this
demonstrate.
adversarially, this would help you also. Understand the system.
Please let me read it and then.
All right. Where is the NTA additional reply page?
My lord, page 6, my lord.
958.
Which deals with NTA additional reply, my lord. This is 10th of July.
PDF page 953 in Vanchika Yadav.
This is 10th of July, my lord, in Vanchika Yadav affidavit.
Yes.
My lord, may kindly see page 6 bottom. They're talking of Roman 8, transportation of question papers to custodians. Say the sealed trunk was handed over to a reliable all India logistic company for transportation and when dispatched based on distance of examination center across the country. The sealed iron trunks for Hazari Bagh, Jharkhand were dispatched on 28th of April 2024. The authorized company loaded the sealed iron trunks into a dedicated closed body vehicle and an electronic lock was put on the door along with one-time seal. The moment of this vehicle was tracked by the logistic company. The truck has also the digital lock with a jacker giving real-time information.
Just a minute.
Please. Body vehicle with electronic locks. And on 3rd of May, this paper trunk was found to be traveling in an E-Rickshaw, open to sky, being delivered at the Oasis School. And there is a photograph on record, shows the principal who has now been arrested by the CBI is receiving the trunk, not the SBI bank, but the Hazari Bagh school principal. The affidavit before this honorable court is factually incorrect and doesn't even capture that basic part. Here, they say on 3rd of May, page 7, the last bullet of this para, the sealed iron trunk were delivered to the concerned custodian SBI Bank at Hazari Bagh, Jharkhand on 3rd of May and was kept in a safe vault by the bank. The bank received the trunks and gave an acknowledgement to the logistic company. Now, straight away, allow me to come to my supplementary submissions, which I have placed even the photographs on record, showing that where this trunk was being taken in an E-Rickshaw, open to sky with one driver.
Can you now formulate your submissions? You're saying that now, you've seen now the broad lay of the matter. Your contention is the leak is absolutely widespread and systemic.
One.
Now, how do you formulate your submission?
What I say is, because this honorable court pertinently asked them a question.
No, but just formulate it. Just formulate. We're not able to
My
get your point now. We've seen the broad.
There is a systemic failure in conducting the examination by NTA, and the multiple failures, if I enlist, the failure is multidimensional, and if I enlist serial wise,
Yes, just tell us.
Yes, the transportation of the question paper got compromised when for 6 days the question paper remained in the hands of a private courier company. And in support, I have to say about the evidence on record indicating that the question paper for this examination was being transported in an E-Rickshaw 2 days prior to the examination.
At Hazari Bagh, no?
At Hazari Bagh on 3rd of May. And instead of it being taken to straight away to the bank, probably there was no clarity on the direction where the question paper will go. So the E-Rickshaw driver took it to the Oasis school.
No. That's not what.
If your lordship.
I will read that.
Lordships read the caption below the picture, while intent is, let's perhaps not reading that.
Where are you reading?
That's the same picture which is being displayed on the
Let me read just one news item and show this newspaper. Page 12 of my written.
Just a minute.
My supplementary submission may kindly have for a moment. That will clinch it.
That only I am reading.
Just read.
Allow me to read.
He says that these are the question papers, but picture shows.
Lord, may kindly see page 11. Lord, may just.
OMR sheets.
OMR sheets. After the examination.
It is the 3rd of May. Lord, may allow me to just to first read, Lord, Annexure B at page 11 of my supplementary submission. This
Therefore,
news item and then the photograph, Lord, I will show that.
incorrect version of the situation may not be. My affidavit is with regard to.
Huda, now you have to formulate what your point is. You said
Yes, Lord.
there was a systemic failure of NTA in conducting the examination. 1, transportation was compromised. The packet remained with a private courier company for 6 days and transported in an E-Rickshaw at Hazari Bagh on 3 May 2020.
3rd of May 2000, which was received by the principal and instead of the custodian, that is the SBI. And now the information with us is that this principal of Hazari Bagh has been arrested for being a conspirator in the leak. He was part of the NTA. He was a city coordinator.
Then what is the next point?
The next point is the dissemination of the leaked paper was happening from 3rd of May itself, and the evidence of the chat on the Telegram, etc., indicate that the sold paper was being circulated on 4th of May, not 5th of May.
Where do we get that?
With regard to that, I have two submissions. One, in my submission, what I had said was that there is a flame Blair channel which had disseminated the sold paper.
Where is that?
Question paper. That I have, if I can straight away show my first note, my lord, I have said it. They have responded to my first note, thankfully, and they are not commenting on that. I want to read, my lord, page 6 of my first note. First written
Where is
submission.
the first note?
My lord, 10th of July note, which was filed in deference to my lord's direction that it should be one comprehensive note, where I say, my lord, correct, huh? Written submissions, para 2, systemic failure.
Locate that number.
So there's one principal note, my lord, which I we submitted, 10th of July.
The heading reads as relevant list of dates.
No, written submissions which we have filed on 10th of July. It's a combined written submissions.
We have
It's a
not,
collated one, my lord. There are only two, I believe.
You filed, replied yesterday for that note also.
Yes, you filed reply also to that note.
Yes, filed a reply to that note. Yes, yes.
Lord, there is one heading, systemic failure. So this compromised the sanctity of examination.
Question paper was circulated on Telegram channel.
That's right, Lord. Question paper was circulated on a Telegram channel one day prior to the scheduled examination on 4th of May 2024 at 12 a.m. This breach of security has raised significant concern regarding the integrity of the fairness of the examination process. Given the nature of social media and modern communication platform, it is impossible to accurately determine the full extent of leak and identify all beneficiaries. Information shared on social media spread rapidly and uncontrollably, reaching an extensive audience within a very short period. This phenomenon makes it extremely challenging to segregate the pinpoint the individuals who may have gained unfair advantage. Screen recording of a handle named Blair. Lord, we have this video. Now, in response to this pleading, Lord, they have filed a written note yesterday. They don't talk about it. They don't comment on it.
See, the only thing is which you have to bear in mind as a matter of robust common sense. The idea of somebody who was doing this was not just to make a national charade of the NEET exam. People who are doing it were in it for money,
Correct, correct.
right?
That's right.
It was not people who wanted to sort of bring the whole exam into disrepute.
Correct.
What you would do to bring the whole exam into disrepute is to have a massive dissemination.
This became public.
So
Only after the
why would,
examination.
right, somebody who was doing it admittedly, as it now appears, to make money out of the process.
That's right.
Therefore, anybody who was making money out of it, he would not circulate it on a mass scale unless he has that network to also connect with other people.
right.
Like you have, say, 10 people across in 10 different cities in the state
That's right.
who are all involved in the leakage and being part of the conspiracy to make
That's right.
money.
That's right.
So is it your case? I mean, we have made a note of that point, that this was circulated on Telegram on early morning on the
4th of May.
4th of May at
That's right.
12:02
That's
a.m.
right. That's right.
So the whole of 4th went.
Correct. All of 4th and then on 5th, because the examination is on 5th at 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
actually, my friend is not correct. We have replied to this in our additional affidavit also, as well as written reply.
Blair.
When was it actually put on the Telegram channel?
Telegram channel, our stand is, it is a doctored video. Edited is shown in the picture itself, which we have placed on record along with our.
But this is another thing.
And the time
Let me
is
complete it. If
Just
I
a
can
minute,
complete.
please.
All right.
5th May, 1740 is the time of this video.
Not this one.
After that.
Let him show that video he is talking of. We have got this.
Telegram channel has an inbuilt feature. If you made some changes or you temper with it, then that change is also reflected. And therefore, we came to know that this was somebody had circulated after the examination.
Yes, well, I will show that video and what they are trying to say and demonstrate that it is factually incorrect.
1740. Manoj, that
Yes,
is 540.
if I can, my lord, straight away invite my lord kind attention to NTA Additional Reply, my lord, what the learned Solicitor General is saying. Page 24 of NTA Additional Reply, my lord. There is, this is another Akash test series they have bought it. We didn't know that, but they say there was another channel which was circulating. And they say this circulation happened post the examination. And what is the basis to say so? Let me explain it, my lord. Kindly see page 24 of this NTA Additional Reply. Now, my lord, this is the original screen at page 1, page 24, which shows paper.
To India.
No, my lord. This is additional affidavit of NTA. My lord, it is a screen like this, my lord. It will be a screen like this.
Stage.
page 24, my lord, annexure A2,
976, yes.
annexure A2.
Yes. Yes.
Now, my lord, kindly see the second half of it, where date May 4 is written. And
Right.
then there is a paper being shown in this chat. Now, at the bottom of it, my lord, that red circle, they say
Edited
it is-
901.
this is
Edited
edited.
901.
This is edited. My lord, paper is being shown on 4th of May on this Telegram channel. The date is appearing on the top, and at the bottom of this document, my lord, kindly see the circle they have done it for facility.
Circle indicates what? The answer?
Yes, circle, they say, indicates that this message is edited.
Edited 901.
And so maybe time is edited. This is their argument. And the real time is, Lord, may kindly see the next page. They say this is the real time. Now I will explain. Lord, page 25, they say the time is 5/5/2024, 1540, 1740. There is a fundamental flaw in this argument. One argument is, my lord, whenever a Telegram channel document is pressed for edited, it can swap, Lord, it can swap the document, but the time will remain the same. It can't change the time. I have tried it myself, Lord, with the help of my all colleagues. If on a Telegram channel, I receive a document, I want to edit it, I can swap the document, but the time will not change. This is one. They say the time is changed, which is impossible. Now the next page 25, the time they are giving is not the time of receipt of a document. It is a watermark.
I open this question, please.